And because today is such a powerful service, such a powerful time, and we are working with all of you, especially those who are tuned in. And what we would like you to do is after the service or any time within the next couple days, if you would email the Spirit of the Lotus and tell us how you are feeling and what you are experiencing. And we will work with that. And I believe that's it for the announcements for right now. And we just want to thank you so much for your support, for your donations, for your contributions of energy and light and all your kind thoughts and words that go out to us every day. Thank you. So release, release, release. Mercury is again in retrograde. Saturn today on 10/10 is coming out of retrograde. And so what does all this mean for us as human beings? Mercury, as we know, has a lot to do with communication. So this is the time for new beginnings, for creating something new. And believe it or not, we create every second, every nanosecond of the day. We're creating what we call reality all around us with our thoughts, with our words, with our feelings, with our actions. And whatever we put out there energetically, with our thoughts, with our feelings, with our words, with our actions, that is what is reflected back to us. And for eons of time, we've been programmed with certain beliefs, certain thoughts that created our perspective. And lifetime after lifetime, we, just by not only being reborn, but we pass it on to other generations following these beliefs, these certain perspectives. And even when we are in the womb of our mother, and speaking of mother, we are all celebrating the 9 nights of ordained days of the goddesses. And it is physically especially celebrated in India, but it is on an etheric level being celebrated throughout the universe. So this is a very important time for the nurturing spirit and for releasing and renewing, not only physically, but emotionally and mentally. So when we are in the mother's womb, what is being said by the mother and the father and those close to the womb is already heard and programmed in the fetus. So if a parent, or if parents say, "Oh, I wish it's a boy," and you're born being a girl, you will carry this energy with you, trying to perform or take control as with this assertive male energy, or feeling not enough, or feeling you haven't made the grade, or feeling different thoughts, abandoned, unwanted. Even if you were cared for, loved, and nurtured just for who you are, being male or female. This is why sound, vibration, words have power. Sound, everything is energy, and energy is made up of vibration and sound. So yes, this is a time for right communication. As we know, when there is a breakdown of communication, there's divorce, separation, and there is pain. Separation creates pain. When humanity is separated, there is pain. And this is why Lord Buddha, talked about desirelessness, unity of consciousness, the wisdom of the ages, all takes us to the one. And going beyond pain and pleasure. So with all this talk, or this vibration, from the beginning of time, from the great mystics and gurus, leaders, talking about coming together and unifying and loving one another, and, honor thy father and thy mother, meaning that which is within you, honoring yourself, the male, the female, honoring who you are. There is, this sound, this vibration is now starting to take form in many, many ways. And we see it everywhere. Children are becoming more androgynous. The little ones are not so caught up in this is the role of the male boys, this is the role of the female or girls. Schools are starting to, teach equality of not only the sexes, but equality of the mind capacity, equality of the emotions, equality physically, equality spiritually. For we are all equal in God's eyes. So many of us have grown up with certain thoughts that when you reach puberty, and the hormones, this is what happens. That is what happens. You become moody. You become, a child becomes, can become disrespectful. Can become so like they know best, better than the adult, you, the parent. Mm-hmm. And this is third dimensional. We grow up thinking women, when they have their period, it is unclean, or and sex is unclean, and or growing up that women have to suffer during childbirth, have to suffer during their menstrual, have to suffer during menopause. This is because it is written, they say. But it is all very symbolic of what the yin, the yang, the male-female energy has created together. This duality, which exists in this third dimension, and we call it reality. The truth is, we are not the body, we are not the emotions, we are not the mind, we are not, but we are everything. We are all. We are even beyond spirit. We are without words, we are without description, explanation. We are God, because if you are an aspect of God, this is God, for God is everywhere. If you are a drop in the ocean, you contain the entire ocean. So why is it that we keep saying to raise your vibration? It's because as we raise the vibration, everything around us, including this planet, raises its vibration. And it is happening. And as we raise our vibration, we start to go into other dimensions, other fields of consciousness. The quantum field, which is all around us, but we don't know it exists. Just like the unseen world, those caught in duality do not see the unseen world, or feel the unseen world, or experience the unseen world. Or so they say. So as we expand, and it's not that you have to leave the third dimension. We haven't left any dimension. The first, second, third. We are expanding from that. But our consciousness is moving, our attention is moving into the fifth, sixth, and higher dimensions. So all this duality of you have to experience this, you have to experience that at a certain age, you have to age, you have to, women going through menopause will experience hot flashes, or so on and so forth. I never experienced hot flashes, so I know it is possible. When you are in the higher dimensions, all this duality, the should be, supposed to be, ought to be, men experience this, women experience that, becomes moot. It doesn't matter. It doesn't hold water. It doesn't, you are experiencing the wholeness, the completeness of both. And you won't believe these words until you experience it yourself. And miracles, as we said, happen every moment, with every breath you take. It's a miracle we're here, alive. Out of those millions or whatever of sperm that are fighting to penetrate the egg, you made it through. It's amazing. So every moment we're creating, every moment that creation is a miracle. And it's not for, that's why when we judge it, it's less than what it is. When we say it is good, bad, terrible, wonderful, that's not what it is. Every experience, every creation, every manifestation is guiding us to the one, guiding us to higher dimensions or greater, expanding into greater dimensions. And we were explaining this to a couple people just the other day, that as we expand into greater dimensions, we were taught we can do only one thing at a time. No matter how fast we do it, it's still one thing at a time. That's why attention and focus and concentration, the witnessing, observation is so important. So we don't scatter our energy. This is for the third dimension. This is for the world of duality. As we start to expand, as we start to grow into 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, into greater dimensions, higher dimensions, or vaster dimensions, however you want to describe it, we are able to do multiple things at one time because we are not limited by the physical, emotional, mental bodies. And we discover that our mind in the third dimension, thinking we're doing one thing at a time, focusing, paying attention, is affecting so many other things that we are doing multiple things at a time. And in the multiple, it takes us to the one. It's confusing to the thinking mind, which was created for us to, to survive, to exist here on Earth in the third dimension. But not even Mother Earth is moving into higher dimensions, into the fifth dimension, sixth dimension, and so on, eighth dimension. Animals are ascending. Humanity is taking on more responsibility as creators. So what is stopping us? What is stopping you from this experience, from this realization? It's the duality, dual thinking, I can and cannot. It's the limited beliefs, our perspectives that have been fed to us for eons of time. 90-some plus % of our thinking, as we know, is coming from the subconscious. And what is filling the subconscious is other people's thoughts, beliefs, perspectives. So that's like 90% of our subconscious mind. So most of our thoughts are being were passed on. It does not make it true, untrue. However, those thoughts are very limited. So we need to change our mindset. Be willing to let go. Let God within us. Let the creative spirit soar. We become impotent when we stop our creativity. For the potency, and I'm not talking about physical impotence, I'm talking about emotional, mental, psychic. And it stops the joy when we aren't creating, for we are creators. And joy is the second chakra. Joy is the emotional, the way to express our emotions, either calmly in the presence or as a tidal wave. We have choices. Therefore, let us take time today and release some of these beliefs, mindset things, whatever, things that are holding us up. Give yourself permission before we begin this process to release, to let go. Give yourself permission to release all that doesn't serve you. Give yourself permission. Allow yourself to release all shame, all guilt related to money, sex, power. For you are in control. You are the master of your universe. For you have created it all. Or co-created. The matrix is here, and with the matrix we can manipulate it, make it anything we want. And those of you who are working with grids, there are many grids. The earth has several grids. Universal consciousness has a grid. Quantum field has a grid. Everything to bring it into reality. To protect. To honor. So let us begin. Excuse me while we adjust the camera. Please don't forget to write the Spirit of the Lotus and let us know how you're feeling and with any questions. All right. And what you are experiencing.